Hello, today is the 9th of April 2021, and this is going to be an afterlife mediumistic kind of reading on Elisa Lam. She was a young lady that unfortunately was found in the water tank at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles in February of 2013, I believe it was. Now, yeah, that was it. Her birthday is April 30th, 1991. She was born in Canada, and so that makes her a Taurus. So in my deck, of course, that means that in my tarot, she will be under the element of Earth, Pentacles. So that if I see a court card that is a Pentacle card, I'm going to know that it's likely connected to her. That it could be her, representing her identity. It's one way that I use to try to determine who the identity is of a court card that appears in my reading. I find it an important piece of information to discern, because to read well, you need to have some basis of information to read from. And the birth sign is very much important. It tells you so much more and gives you so much more of an energetic understanding. You have to have some framework. You can try to read cold, and of course readers always try to, but it's like why I just looked at her birthday, and that was like, I didn't look at her family info or anything like that yet. So I just want to know about her, and I'm just going to see what we get. Okay, so I'm asking Spirit to assist me to read accurately and clearly, and I give thanks. And I ask the universe, the Creator, to assist Elisa to help us understand what we need to know, or what she would like us to know, what the universe feels like we would do well to know about her afterlife experience. We understand it's very personal, but we're grateful to learn, and we wish her well. So I just want to try to kind of dial in, understand that her birth date is April 30th, 1991. In Canada, that's where she was born. And we ask for blessings for her family and her loved ones and her spirit. And we give thanks. And as you can see by this booklet here, I'm using one of my favorite decks, which is the Taro of Mystical Moments. And you can see it's by Katrin Weltstein. And I highly recommend it. I think it's beautiful. I also have on standby for clarification a Japanese deck, which as you all know, I love Japanese print and things, and this is one of my favorite kerchiefs. But this is a beautiful major arcana deck only by OHara Koson, and I will use that for clarification if need be. Now I'm going to begin. Okay, covering her. And I'm going to use the Celtic Cross spread. Covering Elisa, is the Knight of Wands. So she was very energetic in her transition. And I even feel that when I look at this card, like going from, the earth, the sphere of earth, to the sphere of spirit, and that she did it with ease and with eagerness and interest and curiosity. That's the energy I'm picking up, okay? So I don't see fear. I see interest and curiosity. And I'm sure she would have been keen to, get out of that place. That, yeah, yuck, I know I would be. Okay, crossing her was a Three of Pentacles. And this is more than one person card. This is other people, the help or the involvement of other people crossing her. And so this makes me feel like other people assisted in her transition, because I'm showing her transition here. And I'm not reading on her death right now, just so you all know. I'm reading on her afterlife. And I'm being shown her transition point. And she has assistance by others, more than one other individual. So there's a small group to help her over. Based on the Nine of Wands, she didn't pass without a struggle. I think she did try to get out of the tank, definitely, and may have even had some bruising, contusion. I feel like definitely indications that she tried to get out. That's what she's making me to feel from that past. Because this Nine of Wands deals with having gone through quite an ordeal, and she did. We know that now. In her the basis, and that's of why she passed and why she would be transitioning. Crowning her is the Seven of Swords, and as you can see, there is kind of a holding on. But also a leaving something behind. But here's a nest, you see? Is she taking these eggs? This card. What's crowning her? I think she felt like she was doing something that she knew better than she was supposed to be doing. I think she knew she wasn't supposed to be up there, is what I'm getting around that water tank, but she was exploring the hotel, and she was curious about it. I also do think some of the behavior on my input here is probably because of her illness, but I think she was just a different kind of person. But I also see her as being extremely curious. And I feel like she felt a bit aware that what she was doing, looking around these places and stuff, she was looking around the hotel, is what I'm getting. She kind of knows it was not kosher. She shouldn't have been up there, kind of thing. But she's wanting to kind of get away with it here. So that is interesting. All right. And those are the things that are kind of sandwiching her transition, which would make sense. And in the next card, the deck is really slippery here, and we have the Two of Wands. And I feel like this is often, for me, a passage or an entryway. And so like a portal. Definitely, I believe we go through a portal to the next realm of existence, or the next level of realms, should I say, of existence and spirit, because there's many. And I feel like that's what this was. And I feel like this is her going from one realm to another realm. This indicates that by, I feel like, the Two of Wands. 1, 2. And going from earth to spirit. And I think it really is beautifully, actually, now that I really look at the depiction, a good depiction for that. And it makes sense. So there she is. And she's Got some outside help coming in, spirit-wise, to help her do so. And she gets the tower. And that's my problem, the way I'm holding it. She gets the tower. She was not expecting that to happen. She was kind of playing around, in her opinion. Maybe being a bit cheeky, a little bit curious out there, looking around. And was her behavior a bit different because of her mental health issues? Yes, I do think so. But I think that she's saying, regardless of that, I was just curious, and I knew I was being a bit cheeky, going up and down the elevator, looking around in places, and looking to see if people were also there. Some of that looking, I could tell, I've seen that tape over and over, was she was also looking for people to see if people were there. But I think it was because she was trying to sneak out and go to certain places, and I didn't consider this before. And so that's very interesting to get, to get this card here of the Seven of Swords crowning her. And it was an accident. But I just don't, I'm like, but how can that be? The lid. And it's like, well, she got in there and she was curious. I'm shown that much. And she tried getting out. She went through a struggle to get out, but I'm not seeing another person as of yet. But maybe I will, so I'm going to hold my thought on that. This lets me know it happened for her very sudden. She was just out toying around, and I think that occurred. She wasn't anticipating it. It came out of the blue. Things just lined up, and unfortunately she couldn't get back out. Now, I don't know if someone helped her in there yet. So, my cynical mind says, girl, how did you get in there? Did somebody do this to you? I still want to make sure. So let's take a look. Here we're going to look at her state of mind, and this is, she's wanting to say and show. So that's good. I get that she's feeling good about exposing, sharing, putting a light on what she wants to share about what happened and her transfer of energy from one state to the next. So that I feel like, okay, that's good. Now, in her environment, she has the Emperor. This indicates an older man. This is usually the father, the husband, but it would be somebody that would be her father's age. So this person is also the authority figure. And I think she was thinking perhaps authority personnel of the hotel, maybe? That's curious. Certainly, also her father figure shows up. Now, if this has to do with not, as I keep wanting to put it back into the earthly realm, this could be maybe the spiritual realm. I would say that her father is in her spiritual realm. And I would say her father, or somebody who is like a father to her. Maybe since 2013 they have passed. And I'm shown that person, a father-type figure in her spiritual realm. This could be someone who, well, definitely is with her now and in her environment. Also could be referred to a grandfather even figure. But I would say a male, older male, family member. That would be one that would look out for her. So I'm getting that person, and they're probably part of a team connected. But if her father didn't pass, then it's got to be grandfather. But I feel like this is a father. And I don't know if he was passed before or after her, but I can sense that he's popping up in the picture as being important in her afterlife. And that there were these protective, more masculine figures that were there for her. Because I think she was quite shocked. This tower shows it was a shock. And she was very wanting to get out of that circumstance. It really shook her up. She was not anticipating it. It was and it was also very quick, which is a good thing to know. I'm not feeling like she was in there for days trying to get out. The tower says this was very sudden, and her transition to the other side was very sudden. So there's a quickness. There's definitely a quickness, but also shock. It's like, wow, holy heck, how did I get here? And she was helped, and she was helped over. I think there were people that knew on the other side that this could happen, so I feel like they were there. Hopes and fears, she has the Queen of Wands. This could be her mother. Could be like concerned for them. And you know how this would affect them. I definitely get a vibe of that. The Four of Wands is the final outcome, and so now she is in this society of those who have passed over. And it is, I'm getting that, you know, she is among the populace that lives on, just in a different realm. And I'm getting that she's able also to, there isn't the social, she had some kind of, I think, social issues, phobias, maybe some kind of lack of confidence. I don't see her that way at all now. With that final end result of that Four of Wands, this would be a social butterfly. And someone who is very happy and has a place in the society of spirit. And I don't think she tends to look back too much upon her passing and that issue, as much as, you know, we do, most certainly. Who would want to? But she is definitely quite happy here to speak about how much more comfortable she is now that she has transitioned. It was a shock. There were people that helped her to go from one state to the next. And she did try to get out of there, I believe. And I think she was kind of ambling around in a curious fashion. I still don't know whether or not somebody... and then that's me, but I'm not seeing it in the cards. So I'm feeling like this Emperor is not somebody that had to do with her passing. But I'm feeling like had to do with the other side. So she's got protective energy, a group of people around her that she's socializing in and amongst now. That time has gone on. Yes, look at that. She's saying, yes, I'm very social with the Three of Cups. And maybe with a tight, small group of people in particularly. That's nice. I'm glad for that. Glad for that, Elisa. And the Empress. She's looking at, it's very nurturing. This is also quite possibly a nod to her mother. These could be even three people that are connected through her mother's line of family, but there's nurturing. Could these be aunties? Cousins, you know? There's 3. I don't know enough about her family to be able to say, oh yeah, but I get a small core group of peer, more peer type aged people that she's hanging with. But I also see family. So, and these, it feels like these are these cousins or something, maybe on her mother's side. There's looking to her mother, and there is judgment. This is, she's letting us know that on the other side she has that enhanced awareness of her past, present, and ongoing future. There is greater awareness. So she is not stuck living with the shadow of the problems that we have in Earth School, where she had perhaps skewed perspective because of mental health issues. And much stronger, letting us know that she is stronger, that she is doing very well. She's doing gangbusters well, and she's thriving on the other side. That's really good to know. She's energetic. Again, with the wands, she's creative. She's. I just get her almost like Tinkerbell. She's like. She has a lovely energy. She does. She's very gentle, but she's very, very curious and kind of giggly is what I'm picking up, which is kind of sweet. I don't mean to make her twee or anything like that, but this is just, she has a very light, beautiful, feminine energy. She's very kind, but curious, a little mischievous, definitely a bit mischievous. I am shown a 5 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles, and I think there is the acknowledgement to her struggle with mental health and physical health, getting her into physical issues or putting her into vulnerability. And people, this 5 of Wands could be altercation, but it could also be the struggle physically. And because I am not getting another court card. I'm feeling like this is, I made a physical effort to survive. Yes, I'm still not getting any other court cards, so I feel like this is her alone trying to survive the circumstance, but also struggling in her earthly life with the mental health issue, creating problems for her socially, creating problems for her being vulnerable. And even her own choices. 9 of Swords. So here we have where she's talking about getting really anxious, having problems with extreme anxiety, insomnia, and then just kind of being stuck. So I think she's acknowledging how she passed there and how she's showing you the difference in the color cards here of how better things are now. And she is able to acknowledge that because she has the enhanced awareness. Now she has another perspective about things because she has that in perspective, and about how she ended up in that water tank, and I think passing. And she's sorry. And this is the 5 of Cups too. This is water, which is a little eerie to me. And it's also a grieving card. I think it's appropriate for her circumstance. And the King of Pentacles. I think this is someone who grieved her very much. This could have been the father figure. And again, I'm getting a sense that maybe the father figure, I could be wrong, but maybe somebody like a father figure was very paternal toward her, at the very least, may have passed after her. And I'm feeling that this is their grieving of her. Page of Swords. Okay. Yeah, this is family. We're talking about family. We're getting, she's showing me bits of her family. That's what she's indicating. Because we get that Ten of Cups. But they're reunited now. And again, I feel like she's showing me a male figure who really may have died of, quite frankly, of heartbreak, of losing her. And I feel like they were very fond of her, an older male figure in her family that looks like a father that may have died after her. And there is again the sense of being, they're reunited. Okay, I'm going to stop with that deck because I do want to just throw out a couple of this beautiful Japanese major arcana, and I've already shuffled with regard to her afterlife, just to see what they want us, what she wants to share. And we get the World. Now on this deck, it's so beautiful. It says, you must find your purpose to accomplish it. Okay, the World. You must find your purpose to accomplish it. There's no guarantee for success, but the experience you gain will have the potential to fulfill your desires. Okay, so we're getting the World. So that was her completion, and to me, I just got, it was my time to go. My time to go. The window came open, and that was going to be a time for her to go. She had accomplished what she needed to. And I think it was to endure having problems with mental health, with this Nine of Wands down here, just enduring it. Because the Nine of Wands typically also has a bandage about the head. Here they've used damage to the torso on this figure, but typically it's around the head. So for me, that is also kind of an indication at times of mental health. So that she's showing us the star. She's fully transitioned. And this is beautiful. She's right where she should be. She's just growing in her strength and spirit. Again, that's a beautiful acknowledgement. We have the, looks like a cherry blossom limb here of the spring of renewal. And by being brave enough to choose the riskier roads, you will inspire those around you. The time of your renewal is approaching, it says. So her spirit is just growing in strength. Now on the other side, and in clarity. After a difficult life, it was very difficult for her, she's indicating, to live with the mental health issue that she had and other problems. I feel like there were some physical health problems. I also feel like it really affected her sense of self-esteem, which is such a shame because she was a beautiful person. And that is no more. She knows her worth now. She's saying, I know I'm beautiful. When you look up at the stars, think of me. And think of those of us that have passed on. We shine. We shine on. And that she's done with the earthly realm. So she is now in the realm of spirit, and she can explore there. It looks like she has friends there and that she didn't have here, which is very interesting. I think she struggled to make friends, which I can understand. If you have something that's different about you, people kind of ostracize you. I know that. And she's showing me the moon. And I can't stop with this deck. The Moon. Your imagination will bring you success if your thoughts are coupled with practical action. And so I get also a great deal of creativity within her on the other side. She's able to pursue creative interests and other things that she had with spirit that she couldn't do on Earth, because I think her mental illness got in the way. She couldn't focus, or there was a problem. Yeah, and she's just like, she wants to explore in spirit and grow in the world of spirit. When you become aware of your true road, there will be nothing to stand in your way. Life has challenged you, but you are prepared to make the best of the future. And this to me is just growing in spirit and becoming wise. And that lifetime was very important to her, she's indicating, because of what she ended up going through. And it's more than we know. But her life on the other side is showing it to be very happy. And again, to reiterate, I feel like there's some point she's trying to make about a father figure that may have passed. I'm feeling like she is indicating that she's with them. And I feel like she's trying to indicate that this person may have passed. Somebody that looked after her, or that she felt fond regards towards. And that she's with family. She feels very loved and secure and safe. Above all things, safe, and safe to explore the spiritual realm around her. Look how beautiful. She's having a great time, you guys. So bless her. And that is my afterlife reading on Elisa Lam. Thank you, Elisa. And thank you for the question so much. If you like my content, please make sure to like, make sure you're subbed up, and because I've noticed people are getting unsubbed again. All right. Thank you so much.